Kamala Das is easily the most famous Indian woman poet of her generation. Her writings, her poems, her short stories, her novels, and her memoirs have been translated into quite a few languages. She read her poems to audiences all over the globe, including countries like the UK, the USA, Canada, Australia, and Jamaica. Her autobiography, My Story, is a perennial bestseller. Kamala Das was nominated for the Nobel Prize. She collected quite a few awards, including the Sahitya Akademi Award for English and for Malayalam. Her writings have been prescribed as study material by universities and educational boards in India and abroad. She is an inevitable presence in both verse and prose anthologies in English and in Malayalam. The Freaks is one of the most highly anthologized and highly prescribed poems of Kamala Das. Kamala Das is sometimes termed as the Sylvia Plath of India, but I think it is very unfair to Kamala Das because Kamala Das is a much more powerful confessional poet, is a finer confessional poet than Sylvia Plath. Kamala Das allows her readers to enter into areas of her life, areas which Sylvia Plath would never ever dare to allow her readers to enter. The brutal honesty with which Kamala Das discusses her relationship with her husband, the shocking sincerity with which Kamala Das reveals the problems of her sexual life are examples of this. There is no doubt that Kamala Das has a wider range as a confessional poet than Sylvia Plath. Let us focus some critical attention on the title of the poem, The Freaks. What is the meaning of the word freak? Freak means something unusual, something unexpected, something that would not, something that would not happen under normal circumstances. A freak is something which is abnormal. A freak is an aberration, an abnormality. Now, who is the freak in the poem? Towards the end of the poem, if I remember correctly, in the third last line of the poem, the poet declares that she is a freak. But what is the title of the poem? The title of the poem is The Freaks. So there has to be at least one more freak. It is not sufficient that the speaker alone is a freak. The speaker calls herself a freak. The speaker declares that she is a freak. The speaker proclaims that she is a freak. That is fine. But the title is The Freaks. The poet has used the plural form. So there has to be at least one more freak in the poem. And that is the partner of the speaker. The partner of the speaker. So both of them are freaks. The speaker and her partner are freaks. Now, who is this partner of the speaker? The poem refuses to specify, but the poem drops sufficient hints. For example, the speaker asks, who can help us who have lived so long and have failed in love? Who can help us who have lived so long and have failed in love? So, it can be safely concluded that the speaker and her partner have lived together for a long time. It should it should most probably be a marital relationship. The speaker's partner is her husband. The speaker says that both her husband and herself are freaks. Why? Because both seem to be incapable of a romantic relationship. What should have been love is now lust. The speaker's partner is totally incapable of kindling the flame of romance in the heart of the speaker. The relationship between the speaker and her partner and her husband has broken down. The speaker and her husband are, according to her, nothing but freaks because they continue in a marital relationship which has failed completely except with regard to its facade.